In this video, I'm going to show you how to relieve bone-on-bone hip pain in 30 seconds. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, Dr. Rowe coming to you from SpineCare in St. Joseph, Michigan. In this video, we're going to focus on easy exercises that can give quick relief for bone-on-bone hip pain, especially being caused by hip impingement and wear and tear osteoarthritis. You can imagine if you have a very painful bone-on-bone condition, what we need to do is focus on trying to reduce pressure by putting a pulling motion in there known as traction. That's how these exercises are going to work. They're really going to focus on a deep stretch to open up that joint space and hopefully give you quick pain relief. All of the exercises work just a little bit differently, so go through them all and use what gives you the most relief. As a bonus, all of these exercises can be done at home and you may find give very quick hip pain relief even within 30 seconds. So let's get started and fix that bone-on-bone hip pain right now. So here's a really easy hip opener that you can do at the edge of a bed. I'm going to start on all fours like this. Whatever side that you're having pain, let's say it's my right side, I'm going to straighten that leg at the knee and then hook my foot right at the edge of a bed. It's really important that we have a very good contact with this hook. We don't want our foot to slip. You may find that wearing shoes will give you a little bit more grip. From there, I'm just going to move forward with my body until I feel a gentle amount of tension being built right here in the hip. We just want a little bit of initial tension to start off with. From there, I'm just going to lunge forward with my body weight. The more that we go forward, the more that you're going to feel a deep pulling motion forming in that hip. It helps traction it open, relieving pressure and hopefully giving some pain relief. I pretty much feel it right on the front part of my hip and off to my side. I hold this one comfortably for about 30 seconds and then from there I just relax and then I just switch to the other side and repeat. I want to repeat this one 5 times on each side, and with each repetition, try to build into it just a little bit more. So if you deal with more pain from turning the leg and hip inward and outward because of hip arthritis or hip impingement, this is something that may be able to help. It's called the stick method because we need something long and sturdy. A broomstick works. You can use a PVC pipe. If you don't have any of those, go out in the yard, grab a big stick. So you're just going to lie flat on your back in bed or on a floor. Take the stick, whatever side that you're having pain, so in this case it would be my right, I'm going to put it behind my knee and then I'm going to hook it right here with my foot. That way now with the stick, I can use this as a lever to really start to focus on opening up that hip and trying to stretch into those movements. So let's focus on external rotation of the hip, that is taking it outward. I'm going to take the end of my stick right here and slowly take it away from my body. When you do this, you're going to start to feel a deep stretch forming into the hip. Go only to your comfort level. If you go to a point where it's very painful, stop, back off a little bit. Don't go into that extreme pain. You want to build into this as much as you can. What we're going to do is hold this one comfortably for 30 seconds. From there, I'm just going to relax, and then I'm going to repeat this up to 5 times. With each repetition, try to go a little bit further with it. You're just going to notice over time, it will help build range of motion in there, hopefully pain-free range of motion. From there, we're going to take it to the next level by then focusing on taking it inward into internal rotation. So I'm going to take my stick and go in the opposite direction towards my body. You'll notice that it hits the hip just a little bit differently. Again, a 30-second hold, you're just going to relax, and then you're going to repeat this one up to 5 times. Challenge yourself to build into it just a little bit more with each repetition. And for good measure, I would switch to the other side to keep them both in balance. So one of the easiest ways to open up the hip, reduce pressure, and get some quick pain relief is by using an ankle weight. They are really common. You can find them locally at any sporting goods department. If you would like to get one online, I will leave a link in this video's comment section. So let's start off next to a staircase. Put your ankle weight on one leg, the other leg is going to step up on a stair. Definitely use a wall or a railing too if you have balance issues. The first part is very easy. We're just going to let gravity do all of the hard work. So allow that weight to go downward. Relax the leg and the hip as much as possible. You'll feel a gentle traction forming over that hip. It usually feels really, really good. I like to hold this one for several minutes, upwards to 3 to 5 minutes, but you can hold it for any length of time you feel comfortable with. From there, I like to take it to the next level by putting dynamic movement into the hip to engage more muscles and hopefully get more relief. So what I'm going to do is allow gravity to take that weight down, and then I'm going to swing my leg forward and backward nice and slowly, kind of like a pendulum. I try to do this one for about 10 to 15 times. From there, I'm going to go in different angles, kind of like a clock. So instead of going straight ahead like noon, go at 1 o'clock. And then work your way towards 3, and then go backwards all the way till 6. You're going to notice that one certain movement, one certain angle just hits that tightness and pain just a little bit more. At that point, I like to throw more repetitions in, around 10 to 15 repetitions. And you can throw in another set or 2 if you feel like it is helping just a little bit more. Last, I like to focus on strengthening to build stability around the hip, including into the glutes right here, a big hip stabilizer. This exercise is known as the hip hiker, very easy to do. So what I'm going to do is take that leg right here, put it off to the side of the stair, and then I'm going to take my hand, put it on my hip. We're trying to drive our hip or hike it upward towards the ceiling as much as we can. We're not trying to round the back or lean away from it. All the movement should be through the hip right here. As you go up, you're going to feel a ton of muscles fire in and around the hip and also the glutes. Really focus on feeling that. Hold this one for about 5 seconds. You're just going to relax and then repeat this one 10 to 15 times. With each repetition, try to bring that hip up just a little bit more to challenge those muscles and hopefully make them stronger. Again, you can throw in another set or 2 if you do feel like it is helping. And even if you only have one-sided hip pain, I do recommend doing this on both sides to keep everything in balance. So one of the easiest and most effective ways to get hip pain relief, especially when it comes to hip arthritis and bone-on-bone issues, is through banded traction. For this one, I'm going to use a heavy-duty resistance band. They're really easy to find. You can find them pretty much at any local sporting goods department. I will also leave a link in this video's description for this exact one. So to start off with, I'm going to take a medium hand drying towel and tie a large knot at the end of that band. I'm then going to go next to a door, put it on the back side at the bottom, close that door. We want a knot large enough that it's not going to slip underneath that door and come back and whack us. And if you are concerned about somebody opening up the door, just use that lock button. So I'm going to go over 3 different positions. This first one I really like because you're going to pretty much get a full leg traction, pretty much from your ankle to your knee to your hip. You're going to lie flat on your back. Whatever side that you're having pain, let's say it's my right side, I'm going to wrap that band crisscross around my ankle and foot just like this, so that way it won't slip off. From there, the movement is pretty easy. I'm just going to use my leg right here to push myself backward. The more that you go back, the more that you're going to feel that resistance band pull your foot away from your body, and it's going to start to create a deep traction, again, from your ankle to your knee to your hip. You really want to focus on feeling it into the hip. Once you feel a deep and comfortable traction going on, I like to hold this one for several minutes. I try to hold it for about 3 to 5 minutes. Sometimes I'll just grab my phone, read a book, just take your mind off of it. Just close your eyes, do nice slow controlled breathing. The more you relax into this one, the more relief you're going to get. If you do need a breather, just scoot back like this. But you can break that 3 to 5 minutes up into as many repetitions as you like. Maybe 15-second holds, 30-second holds, whatever works best for you. You can take this one to the next level also by then turning your whole leg inward. Really focus on turning that hip right here inward as much as you can and then scooting back. It will just open up the hip a little bit differently. So experiment with turning it inward into internal rotation, see how that feels, and then turn it outward into external rotation and do the same thing. If you feel like any of those spots offer more relief, focus on spending more time in that position. And again, I do recommend doing this on both sides. So with the second movement, we're going to focus on trying to get a little bit of a stronger traction into the hip. If you felt like the first movement was pretty light and you want to take it to the next level, give this one a try. So let's get into position. What I'm going to do is bend my knee roughly at 90 degrees. I'm also going to take a pillow or a towel and place right at the end of this band and then put it right behind my knee for a little bit extra comfort. We want our legs straight out in front of us and our body in a straight line with the band. From there, we're just going to scoot back just like this. The more that we go back, the more that you're going to feel a deep pulling motion forming into the hip. You want to go towards a comfortable level, and again, try to hold this one for about 3 to 5 minutes. Relax into it as much as you can. Grab a book, close your eyes, doze off, whatever you have to do. The more you relax, the more relief you're going to get. But once you're done with that, I'm going to then focus on trying to put the hip through different motions to get more relief. So in this position right here, I have my hip in external rotation. It's going outwards with it. Let's switch to internal rotation. So I'm going to take my leg right here and then turn it inwards. So the inner part of my knee is touching the floor. Again, my body's going to be in a nice straight line, knee bent at 90 degrees. And then you're just going to pull back just like this. You'll notice the hip gets hit just a little bit differently. Go through both of those positions. If one offers more relief, try to spend more time in that. Always focus on the movements that give you better results. And I do recommend that when you're done on one side, to switch to the other to keep them both in balance. So for the third movement, we're not only going to focus on tractioning the hips, but also the lower back. So if you have back and hip pain, give this one a try. We're going to lie flat on our back and take the band right here and hook it right at the top part of our hips. And then I'm just going to bend my legs, put my feet on the floor, and then push backward until I really start to feel a very, very good pull forming in my hips and also towards my lower back. I try to hold this one for 3 to 5 minutes. Again, try to relax into it as much as you can. If you need a breather, just scoot back like this. To take this one to the next level, let's focus on putting some dynamic movement into the hips to help open them up just a little bit more. So for the first movement, I like to do what are called windshield wipers. Pretty easy. You're just going to keep your feet flat, and then you're going to take your hips in one direction as much as you can until you really start to feel them open up. Go as far as you can. Hold this for about 5 seconds. You're just going to relax, and then you're going to go towards the other side. I try to do this one nice and slowly for about 10 to 15 repetitions in both directions. And with each repetition, always try to build into it just a little bit more. You can also do what is known as a clamshell, and this one is really good for the glutes right here too. So for this one, I'm going to put my feet together like this, and then I'm going to take my knees outward as much as I can. You should feel a very good stretch forming in the inner part of the legs towards the groin and more importantly into the hips. Once I feel that, then I'm going to scoot back just a little bit more like this until I feel that deep traction. This feels really, really good. So again, you can hold this position for several minutes if it does feel really, really good in offering relief. The last position, what I'd like to do is a knee to the chest. So with this one, I just kind of scoot back until I feel that initial traction, and then I'm just going to take one knee up like this and then bring it back towards me. You'll feel a decent amount of stretch going on into the back of the leg right here, into the glutes across that hip. I hold this one for just a little bit, and then I just switch to the other side. I like to hold this one for roughly about 15-20 seconds, and then just switch to the other side. You may notice it helps loosen up the glutes and the hips just a little bit more. But go through all of those positions. If you feel like any offers you more relief, focus on those just a little bit more. If the exercises helped, please support the channel by giving this video a like and maybe subscribing too. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching.